Welcome back, everybody. So I thought I would take the opportunity to show you guys something that I thought was pretty interesting. So as we all know, we recently had a drastic record freeze, and a lot of our plants suffered for it. But if we keep a keen eye, we can pay attention to a lot of the destruction as a teaching lesson, right? Because we see here in front of me right here, I have Carissa, also known as natal plum. Natal plum. This is a fruiting shrub that is pretty popular in Florida. You see it throughout. A lot of times it's used as a hedge or a shrub throughout Florida. You'll see them sometimes in apartment complexes, sometimes convenience stores or subdivisions as a hedge because they grow very dense. Evergreen tree. It doesn't lose its leaves, so therefore it doesn't have the ability to really truly protect itself from freezes, right? But as you can see, these stand as they are. I mean, we had multiple days down in 18 degrees, and we had probably over 100 freezing hours. I mean, really freezing hours in the 20s, and these are subtropical, so to speak, right? But look, they survived. They didn't even die all the way back to the ground. But the interesting lesson here is that look at the way they froze back. Look at how the freeze back happened. Okay, I'm on the northbound side of these four plants, and you can see how small this one is, right? And then as we come further south, look how they gradually get bigger. Now, take note of that, because that is very interesting to me, because the cold comes from the north, and so we can clearly see one plant protected the other plant, protected the other plant, protected the other plant as we move south. Most northern plant, least northern plant. As we go further south, there's a gradual decline, less and less defoliage. So that clearly shows us that the cold does come from the north. And if you have something, here's the teaching lesson. I feel like it's a teaching lesson because now that we know this, and I've seen this on multiple plants throughout my farm, we can place plants that are more cold hardy on the northern side, and that will allow us to create a protective barrier for our more sensitive plants. Remember, guys, these are subtropical, right? They will die back. They will potentially die in a freeze, but they didn't. One reason I think they definitely did survive is because you might not be able to see, but this is up next to my house. We've only got about 3.5 feet or so from my house. So the house does release heat. Many people with tropical trees know that houses, especially block houses, release heat throughout the night. Right now the sun is radiating onto the house, and after the sun goes down, the house it's been charged. It's been heated by the sun, right? So those blocks will hold heat for a period of hours throughout the night. And so that's one reason why I planted them here, because I know that they're subtropical, so to speak, and I wanted them to be somewhat protected. And they're a nice shrubby looking plant that also produces a fruit, a little red fruit. So being up next to the house does help some, but obviously they did take a drastic dieback. I mean, they were about this big, so to speak, probably about twice as big as the biggest one down there on the end. So yeah, I just thought that was a great teaching lesson, you know, because me going forward, now that I've experienced this, I will utilize that knowledge to my benefit as I plant things in the future. So catch you guys next time.